We are also going to take a sidebar from that live picture and talk about something that's very important, affecting millions of young adults across the country, certainly in North Carolina. College students preparing for the new academic year are facing challenges in coursework and campus life, but also now they're faced with the threat of increasingly sophisticated financial scams. We want to bring in Juliana O'Rork now from the Better Business Bureau into the Live Impact studio. Juliana, thanks for joining us again here live. I love when you come in and talk about all these scams. So now something else to think about. We usually talk about seniors dealing with scams, but now we're dealing with the younger folks that are having to deal with this. So first of all, before we dive into the specific scams, what is making them the attractive targets now?
Yeah, so I mean, we have different scams for different age groups, right? But ultimately, all scams are going to target all people. But college students, it's a really interesting crowd that they're targeting just because they're a little more inexperienced. Most of these college students, it's their first time away from home. They're now young adults, which it's new to them. And so they go off to college campuses. They don't necessarily have that supervision of their parents 24/7. And so scammers know it's a really good demographic to target from an array of different angles. And so, yeah, we just want to make sure that not only the students, but then the parents can also be aware of kind of what's going on, so that if maybe their child or their student does accidentally fall victim to one of these scams, they kind of know how to handle it, or even just the signs to be looking out for so that they can warn their children.
So one of them is phishing. This is a different kind of phishing scam. How are people doing this?
Yeah, so we know that with phishing scams, I mean, ultimately they want your personal information or they want your financial information, right? So at the end of the day, that's what a phishing scam is. We know that, first of all, on most college campuses, and I can remember back when I was in college, there's credit card companies that are kind of all over the place. They want to offer you your first credit card, or, you see them online. So be very careful, because there are definitely a lot of lookalike websites out there. There's fake credit card companies. And as we all know, when you sign up for a credit card, you're giving them a lot of your personal information. So it's a perfect avenue for scammers because they're getting exactly what they want.
Speaking of credit cards, I remember that was the first time I got my credit card, was going through the student hall or student union and grabbing one of those applications. With young adults wanting to get their first credit card as well once they're at their university or college, what are the credit card scams that they're facing now?
Yeah, so obviously fake credit cards are first and foremost. So if it's, is it a legitimate card? Is it not? When it comes to, being served ads on social media, if you get a legitimate card, be careful what you're looking to purchase. We always encourage people to use credit cards so they have some type of a financial backing, but we also know that, scams are kind of everywhere. So just be really careful. Any unchecked spending and things like that, we want people to be on the lookout for.
People we're all shopping online these days, but now is there something that college students need to look out for when they're doing their shopping online specifically?
Yeah, so I mean, when you're online shopping, we always tell people to be very diligent when you're clicking on websites, especially those ads served on your social media. So if you are clicking on these ads, be careful if it is the actual legitimate website of the company. So you can check that URL bar to see, is it HTTPS, is it a secure site? If there's spelling errors, if the grammar is poor. You can also reverse Google image search these days. And so you can search the images. Hey, if you see this really great sale that you're not finding elsewhere, throw that image into the Google search to see where else is it appearing. Because as we all know, most of the time, if it's too good to be true, it probably is.
Yeah.
So just be careful in that way.
Yeah, well, the kids know how to do that, reverse
they do.
Google search, right? We had to teach our seniors something else, but at least they're hopefully more savvy.
Yeah.
When it comes to scholarships or getting some funding or loans, what are kids having to do with now?
Yep. So scammers.
It's terrible.
Yeah, with the scholarships or grant scams, I mean, scammers are calling and they're saying, hey, we can offer you this fantastic loan, maybe this grant. We just need your information to apply. And so you want to be really careful with those too. If somebody calls you with that kind of an information, ask them, hey, what's your name? What company are you with? What particular loan is this? What particular grant? And then maybe take some time to do the research to see, is this legitimate? Is it not? Most of the time, people just calling you out of the blue, it's not going to be legitimate. I have had so many people calling me, telling me that they can help me with my student student loans, and I have never had student loans. So I was fortunate enough I didn't ever need them, but also no one should be calling me about them because I never had them. And so the amount of calls I've received, it's concerning because they're out there and taking advantage of people. And if you do have loans, it might sound great if they can help you, especially eliminate some of that debt. That's a concern for a lot of people. Right when they get out of school and they're trying to make a living, they know they have these payments they need to make. And so it sounds so great and it sounds like it'll be helpful, but in the long run, they end up causing a lot more damage.
I mean, that's what it's about, is establishing your credit early. So when you get out into the real world. And so what's that major number one safeguard that young folks need to think about then moving through their college life?
I would say, if it sounds too good to be true, it is. That's like one of the biggest pieces of advice that we constantly give when it comes to scams, because that's often how it starts. It's a really great deal. It's a really great special. Somebody can really help you in this particular way. And it sounds amazing, but it's because it's too good to be true.